Keir Starmer's effort to reset and improve the UK's relationship with the European Union has suffered a major blow, undermining one of his flagship post-Brexit foreign policy goals. Talks aimed at allowing UK companies to play a much bigger role in the EU's flagship defence fund have broken down, cutting British industry out of preferential access to key contracts. Negotiations over the EU's €150 billion defence loan scheme collapsed after a dispute about the entry fee Britain would have to pay to join, according to reports. The UK had been pushing to sign up to the EU's low-interest loan scheme as part of a wider plan to help rearm the continent and boost Europe's defence production capacity. This push came in response to the growing military threat from Russia and increasingly rocky, uncertain ties between the United States and Europe over long-term security guarantees. In the days before the November 30th deadline, both sides were still said to be far apart on the size of the UK's financial contribution, with no acceptable compromise in sight. EU officials reportedly suggested an entry fee of up to €6 billion, a figure far higher than what Britain had envisaged or was politically willing to pay. Experts argued that such an off-scale price tag suggests at least some EU member states were not enthusiastic about fully opening the scheme to the UK, despite London's interest. UK Minister for EU Relations Nick Thomas-Symonds said, quote, "Disappointing that we have not been able to conclude discussions on British participation in the first round of bids. Negotiations were carried out in good faith, but our position was always clear: we will only sign agreements that are in the national interest and provide value for money." Announced in March, the Security Action for Europe SAFE scheme is a pan-EU initiative designed to rapidly rearm member states and strengthen Europe's defence industrial base. Under SAFE, the European Commission will borrow up to €150 billion, £130 billion, on the markets and then use that money to offer low-interest loans to EU countries. The scheme is meant to encourage governments to jointly buy ammunition, artillery systems, and military drones, driving down costs and speeding up deliveries through collective orders. A separate pact between London and Brussels had paved the way for the UK to contribute to defence projects that receive funding from SAFE, giving British firms a seat at the table. But with no full deal now in place, British companies working on those contracts will be limited to providing only up to 35% of a project's total value, under standard third country rules. So far, 19 of the EU's 27 member states have applied for SAFE loans, which are expected to start being issued early next year, leaving the UK on the outside of the first funding round.